Well, hello. Hope you can hear me. Let me look here. Let me just make sure that my audio is on and working. Hello. Yep, we got audio. All right. Well, I just decided that I've been awful quiet lately and it was time to maybe produce a little video. Hadn't made one in a while and thought I'd get on and say hello. Talk about the speed of light. What in the world is John talking about, right? Well, I posted a meme and wrote a little thingy a while back, and it talked about the two dates and the dash on your headstone. So there's two dates and a dash. Make the best of the dash, right? That was the gist of it. Because that's the important part. The time that you are here. Well, it's crazy because, we were all born somewhere or we wouldn't be here, right? Raised, went on, probably raised kids ourselves and whatnot, and different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and we all have one thing in common. No matter where we're at, no matter what walk of life we were born into, what country or whatever, we have one thing in common. My lights are falling. And that is that our dash, the time on earth here, one day will expire. That's when the second date comes into play. The first date, we're born. The dash is what we do while we're here. The second date is the day that we leave this world, this life, and go on to wherever we go, right? So the thing that we all have in common is that one day we will expire. Our time on this earth will expire, and we will pass away. We will die. And the dash represents the time that we're here. And I think it's really important that we make the best of that dash, because that second date, none of us know when that's going to come. And I am a firm believer in when it is our time, it's our time. So many freaks, so many fluke things happen to so many people all over the place that you really can't explain sometimes. Like, I've made this video before, but let me go back for a minute. Like the lady and man that left their house to go on a camping trip with all their camping gear, and they're going to go camping and enjoy each other's time. And an oncoming vehicle loses a tire off of the vehicle, off their trailer. It bounces over a 6-foot wall and goes through the windshield and kills the lady. Stuff like that. Freak fluke. How could that tire get over a 6-foot fence and go through the window? And right when they're there, I'm a firm believer that when it's our time, it's our time. We have no control over that. Can you cheat death? I think we have. I mean, I can tell you so many close calls where myself have been able to avoid. It wasn't my time. my dash hasn't been filled, apparently. So I guess my thoughts, oh, and the title, Speed of Light, Light Speed, whatever. A friend and I today was talking about sonic booms, and he had made the comment that he wished that they would still do those with those jets because he had never heard one. And it made me think, because it's like, I mean, that's the speed of light, or the speed of sound to make the sonic boom. They got to be really cooking. I don't know what the speeds are. I have no idea. I can't remember. I used to when I was younger. We used to hear a lot of them where I grew up. We heard a lot of sonic booms. Sometimes they'd shake the ground, and they were loud. They don't do them anymore. I guess, I don't know. Maybe the environmentalists or somebody said, you're damaging people by doing that. You can't do it anymore. That's not the talk, but I kind of got off on a tangent there about it for a minute. The point is that it's fast, and it's like that dash. It seems like we're here for a long time, but that is such a short time in comparison. The thing that brought me to get on here and have this little chat is there's so many things going on today. We got the impeachment going on. Oh my gosh. Get over it already. I wish it would just get done. Everywhere you go, it's just inundated with it. Is it important? Yes, it's important. But we need to get it done and quit dragging and dragging and dragging. It's obvious that it's a waste of everybody's time. So let's get her done. Let's get her over with. We have that going on. We have all what else we got going on? Well, the big one lately was Kobe Bryant and his helicopter, and the total of 9 people on board that all lost their lives. That's everywhere you look. That's in the news right now. Is it important to talk about? Yeah, I believe it is. Now, I've seen a lot, read a lot, and had some minor discussions. And every day we have military men and women in the line of fire losing their lives, helicopter crashes, plane crashes, roadside bombs, snipers, all that kind of stuff, and we don't ever really hear about it. So why do we hear so much about a celebrity? Well, I listened to one guy that does like mentoring, coaching type stuff, and I listened to him, and he made me mad, and I turned it off, and I never finished listening to it because he went on to criticize all those who couldn't see the big picture with the basketball star Kobe Bryant losing his life. And then so his thoughts were, you're just a self-centered blah 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 blah. He went on and on. Like I said, I shut him off. I wasn't going to listen to it anymore because the previous video was criticizing everybody that didn't think the same way he did on another topic. And so everybody's going to look at different things differently. We're made that way. We're not made to everybody see the same thing and think the same way and say the same stuff. It's just we're not. So I guess my thought on it is that we can all see things the way we want to. We can react the way we want to. I don't think we should disrespect anybody, whether it be one of our service personnel, first responders. That's another thing. You know, I just saw a thing and I should have saved it and I didn't, but I saw it on, I'm thinking Facebook, and, you know, it was like 9 or 11 first responders that lost their life already in 2020, which is what, 29 days? We're 29 days in. You don't see, you don't hear, it's not all over, it's not on TMZ News, it's not all over in Extra and this and that, you know. And so I understand, I get, because this is how I felt too. And I think that they deserve the same publicity, the same amount of notoriety, the same exposure, if you will, that that anybody else would get, right? Well, I listened to another podcast from a guy who is a Marine, is a celebrity, not as well known celebrity as I can't think, I drew a blank, but as the basketball player, Kobe Bryant. But his perspective made me look at things from a different angle. Did it change my mind? No. No, I still think that a life is a life. And equally as important as you or me. And I think we should all receive the same respect. Let me put it that way. I think we should all receive the same respect. Now, if I pass away tonight, there's going to be maybe a one line, depending on the circumstance, I guess, a one-liner in a local paper, maybe on a local radio, maybe not. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows. I'm not like a public figure on the TV, you know, doing all the whatever, you know, that the celebrities do, charity work and this and that and Grammys and, you know, just always in your, so nobody knows who I am. So you're not gonna, you're not going to see that. You're going to see the one line in the newspaper that said, oh, there was whatever incident or whatever, and, you know, this person lost their life. Boom. Never hear from it again. Never see it again. That's it. Whereas these celebrities, you know, that they make a big deal out of it and they put them up. But they've been in the spotlight for a long time and everybody knows who they are. I get that. I do. I understand that. Do I want everybody? No, I don't want everybody talking about it. When I'm gone, man. Let me rest in peace. But the podcast that I listened to, or the video, I guess, whatever it is, he made some good points, and he's a musician, and like I said, a Marine. So he's not only talking for a celebrity type standpoint, but he's talking from a military standpoint too. And the things that he said, like I said, he didn't change my mind on how I think. I still think the same way, but I had a different perspective on a few things when I got done watching his video. And hey, everybody, peace. Sean, Rodney, thanks for joining me, you guys. Everybody that's on here, whoever else is on here, thank you. Welcome. And sit back, grab you a cold beer. Here, I got one. Cheers. Grab you a cold beer. Let's just sit back here and talk in the easy chair for a minute. But the thing that, let me get back on track here. The thing that he said that got me going was, as a parent, not a basketball star, not a football star, not a whatever, not a sniper in the military or a Navy SEAL, just as a parent, think about this, because it really got me. And I posted the I posted the video. I don't know if anybody watched it, but I posted it. It's on my timeline somewhere. But the thing that he said that got me was, from a parent's standpoint, from a parent's view, if you're a parent and you have a child, wouldn't you do anything you could do to keep that child from a death? Let's just say death. If you could prevent, if you could block, if you could stop something terrible happening to your child, you would do it. You would take a bullet, you would take a car, you would take whatever for your child so that they could live. Any parent would. Most parents would. There are some deranged, stupid motherfuckers out there that have drowned their children or whatever, you know. Those people, there's a special place in hell for them. But most people, most normal people, would do anything in their power to save their child. They would. So, with that, he said, basically, you know, put yourself in Kobe Bryant's position with his 13-year-old daughter, knowing that they were plunging to their death, sudden death. Not a damn thing he could do about it as a parent, as a basketball star, as a anything, as a anybody. Nothing he could do to save his child's life. That made me look at it in a little bit different perspective, because I'm the guy that, hey, what about the military? What about the cops? What about the first responders? You know, what about all the military? What about the 22 veterans that commit suicide a day? What about those people? What about them? You don't hear about them. But the thing that changed my perspective was that. And I don't think any differently. I just have a different perspective of that day, last Sunday, for that father that couldn't save his child. Couldn't. That would be tough. That would be tough. That would be bad for any of us that's a decent parent. Let's see what somebody's got to say here. That gets me choked up a little bit. I have kids, and yeah, I'd do anything, and it would be so horrible to be in a position knowing and not being able to do anything. It'd be shit. It'd be terrible. Welcome, Alex. Thanks for joining. Let's see what you got to say here. As a parent who doesn't see my son because his mother still... It's terrible. Yeah. And any parent would, you know. So anyway, when I was listening to that podcast, and it made me look at it a little bit differently. And I didn't have anything, you know. I saw a bunch of comments, and I saw bad comments, and just some horrible comments on a lot of different posts, and no, I didn't feel like that. I just didn't give it any airtime on my page because of my thoughts and feelings of what about the veterans. But the points were made that, you know, he's not a veteran, he's a celebrity. He does a lot of good in the world. He does this, he does that. Yes, I know this is a valid argument. Military personnel does a lot of good in the world. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the freedoms we have. I know, I get it. I get it. It's just it's I don't even know. I don't have the answer. I really don't. I'm just talking, and anybody that wants to comment in and add into this conversation, it's kind of a tough conversation. It's tough for me because it kind of hits home with me with my kids, and it's just like, you know, I couldn't imagine being a parent in that position. It'd be devastating. But so yeah, we was talking about the sonic booms today, and it got me to thinking about the speed of light and just how fast life goes and how fast life can go and be gone. Because for you guys that just come on, in the beginning, I talked about the two dates on our headstone and the dash. And we never know when that second date's going to get put on there. We need to make the most of this dash. At our time here, we need to make the most of it. And, you know, I've made videos before, and Never Leaving I Love You left unsaid. It's a song by some country dude. I can't remember which one. It's one of the newer ones, I think. But so much truth to that. You could walk out the door today and get hit by a Mack truck or a Peterbilt or whatever. just to throw something in there. Unknown to you, you know, and you won't go back through the door again. So just food for thought, you know. And the other thing is life is fragile. It really is. And when it's our time, you know, it just is. I don't think any of us, well, we won't have control over that. When it is your time, it's your time, and you're done. That's the end of that. But as we've seen a lot with people, and then, you know, you see some people that get into shit in their heads, you know, and shorten that dash themselves and stuff. It's rough. So just never leave an I love you left unsaid, and make the most of that dash. A lot of stuff going on today. A lot of stuff in the world and the politics and stuff. There's just a lot of life to live, and it's hard not to get wrapped up in that stuff. I struggle with it so much not to get wrapped up in stuff, but on the other hand, we have to. We really do. We can't sit still and let the freedoms that so many people have given their lives for die in vain. We can't give those freedoms up. So it's a mixed emotion, you know, but we have to be involved. Sean, let me read this on a YouTube video from Shaq, and it really hits me hard because I have taught. Let me put it up so it'll be ingrained in the video. Then I'll read it. There's one thing I watched on a YouTube video from Shaq, and it really hits me hard because I have taught kids that I worked with the same thing as well. Never take anything for granted whatsoever. Each be alive and happy one day, and the next thing you know, the next day you're gone. Take each and every single day by day. Love your parents, grandparents, and children as well. And friends, family, extended family. Very good, Sean. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. I wanted to put it up there so it'd be ingrained in my video. You're right, and we say it all the time. Live life to the fullest. You never. We may not be here. Nobody's guaranteed tomorrow, and we're not. We're really not. And yeah, we should be living life to the fullest and doing the things that you love to do with the people that you love to do them with. Lordy, I got some indigestion tonight. Ate a late dinner. That doesn't do me any good ever. It doesn't. Who else we got on here? Let's look. Alex, the guy from Madison Rising, made that argument, and he was completely right. If you saw that, I think you posted that actually. That's the one I'm talking about. So I watched two different videos, and the first one pissed me off, and I shut it off. And that was a guy out of Provo, Orem. I think he's out of Orem area, Sean Whalen. I like listening to him to an extent. Sometimes he's pretty high on himself. Rightfully so. He's built himself an empire. He made me mad because he was saying basically the same thing, only in a little different terminology and whatnot. But his thing was, if you can't appreciate someone for who they are, then you're a piece of shit, basically, And he went on. But anyway, I got mad and hung his up, and it was like, but when I watched Rio's from Madison Rising, that one, just the way he put things, it put it in a different context for me, and that's why I posted it, was hopefully that it might bring some light to others. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions and a lot of disgust and disdain and whatnot, and rightfully so. But like I said, I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. Yeah, you got to get out and ride that motorcycle. I'm getting mine out this weekend. I didn't get it out last weekend. We got busy around the house, and before I knew it, the weekend was gone, and we didn't do any riding. But I've got to get out and do some riding. I need to. I get all if I don't get to get on that bike once in a while. So I'm gonna get out this weekend and do a little riding. But anyway, yeah, that was just kind of the video tonight. I hadn't been on in a while. We've been doing the Saturday one, and I kind of quit doing my motorcyclism ones. I just got so behind and whatnot, and trying to get the radio station. Man, that thing just kicking my ass. It's a busy. Yeah. So we're looking for a couple of volunteer type people that want to do some DJing and kind of do their own little radio spot for anywhere from we could probably do like 4 hours, but 1 to 4 hour slots. It's 1 hour. I can do an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm ready to move on. But we do have that capability. So if anybody wants to do some radio time, play there. You got to have some MP3s to play. You can talk about whatever. Our radio station, it's not censored, and I'm not going to censor, and we're not going to do sponsors or anything like that where we will have to deal with the censorship. But I want to keep it listenable to. So some level of respect for everybody, I guess. But anyway, yeah. If anybody's interested in that, I got some slots for DJing if you want to do some. Yours is broken. What's the matter with your motorcycle, man? That sucker's always broke. Oh, let's see. Johnny Five. Johnny Five, yes sir. Publicity is overrated. Yeah, yeah, and I guess the point I don't know if you're still on here, Ronnie, but the point I was trying to make with that was there's a difference because everybody knows who that is. Nobody knows who we are. We're not going to get that. We're not going to get that, and I wouldn't want it. But that's not who I am and what my life is. I guess if I was somebody that was in the TV all the time and whatnot and getting awards and publicly recognized and stuff like that, I guess it'd be different. I don't want to be that guy. I don't. Uh, I've seen what it does to some people. It doesn't do it to everybody. Way I understand it, it's a lot of these guys, and Kobe was one of them, does a lot of good with youth and women's basketball. He was a big donator, benefactor, whatever for women's basketball, and he had a girl that was going to be the girl that was on the plane with him. Was on her way to being a star and stuff. So, I get that and whatnot. So, anyway, yeah. Air filter broke on the way back to Cedar Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Here, let me put this up here, Alex. Any of you can write this down and should and keep this because we're going to start doing call-ins and whatnot. Can you see that number? 702-763-8255. 702-763-8255. Give me a call during the day sometime. We'll have a chat. It does take calls. If I don't answer it, leave me a message and I'll call you back because I've got the I've got it turned so that it goes straight to a message on the calls. When we do open phone lines, I turn it on. But yeah, so just leave me a message and I'll call you back. Or just send me a text. That'd probably be the best thing. Send me a text with your number and I'll call you. That'll work. But yeah, I said we got the radio station. I'm going to jump on there here for a minute and play a little Kenny Chesney tonight before I go to bed. Dug up some old Kenny music. I like that music and I'm just kind of in the mood to play a little of it. So we're going to jump on there and play a little music. myhelmettalk.com/radio. If you want to go over to that page and click on the radio and listen to that. There'll be a little commentary, mostly music. For a little bit, I ain't gonna play too long. It's getting kind of late for me. I get up at 4:00 every morning, 4:00 our time, 5 St. George. But at any rate, it's early. So hey, you guys, thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'm moving over to the radio. If you want to come on listen to some Kenny Chesney for a little bit and whatnot, come on over to the radio. For those of you that just got on, it's https:// whatever. It's myhelmettalk.com/radio to get you right directly to the radio page. And that's where we'll be here in just a couple minutes. I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Vincent Bowman, welcome. Howdy. Alex, I have a horrible memory. Somebody saw a private message. Okay. Yeah. Just send me a message. Facebook message me, and I'll get you the number. I'll send it over to you. All right. Be over on the radio. See ya. Peace. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me, guys.